Greetings, Lowlifes! This is Voice Guy back in action to recap this fantabulous Week 1 of Lamppost Lowlifes action. We have a ton of very peculiar matchups on the docket, so let's do as Russell Wilson does, and let's ride into this fiery pit of L. You see, it's a hell joke. Ghosty, that one plays better if they actually read this shit. We don't care about where you're going when you finally pass on. First up, we have the absolutely stunning Alex Tasker's team on the air and ground versus Charlie's Darren Waller Ballers. This matchup we affectionately know as the Meadowview Mix-Up featured landlord versus tenant. Loser has to take the litter boxes. Sad. Both teams' quarterbacks were ass as they barely combined for 10 points. Dak and Rodgers might be in for some trouble, especially broken finger Dak. Alex's combo of Saquon and Mixon dazzled on Najee Harris and Andrew Swift. And let's not even mention that the absolute genius that is Alex Tasker started the Pittsburgh defense, which dropped 28 goddamn points. OTAG, or Ghosty shorthand name for Alex's on the air and ground, takes this 132-96. Oh, by the way, if you're new here, Ghosty only mentions fractional points when they are absolutely necessary, so we round. Next up, we had Alan's It's-a-Me versus Dillon's Dilly Dilly. One of the founders of the sacred Bud Light Club versus the kid with the Bud Light magic phrase? Should be a doozy. Allen's auto-picked team got him Kyler Murray again, and disaster hit when T. Higgins left the game with a concussion, only putting in 5 points. Leonard Fat Lenny Fournette looked too fat to tackle with 16 points, and Cooper Kupp told DBs, "Y'all can't lawfully contain me, I'm white," dropping a total of 32. Dillon's team rallied with Kermit Mahomes dropping 35 and Kareem Hunt letting loose for 23. But when the dust settled, Allen's team It's-a-Me came out on top 122-118, which is a bad beat for league rookie Dillon. The third matchup between Scott's Fukin and Dom's Fast Like a NASCAR, spelled like Derek Carr. Those two teams simulated the Week 1 LA Battle of Quarterbacks with Scott's Justin Herbert facing Dom's Derek Carr, going head to head. We all saw how that played out on the field. For Scott, A.J. Brown torched the Lions secondary for 26 points, and even Jarvis Landry. Ghosty. Again, these people need to be able to read these things. And apparently you also need a proofreader. Even the laundry man, Jarvis Landry, scored 18. Dom had C.D. Lamb and Adam Thielen, who almost reached 12 combined points. Woo! Cam Akers slept with Sean McVay's wife or something. Antonio Gibson and Travis Kelce went nuts, but even Dom's kicker had to get carted off the field. Oof. Thus giving Dom a hard-fought but ultimate L, 111-98. Next we had Ghosty's team, Mark Davis's Barber versus Caesar's Throw to Johnson. For the Barber, Jalen Hurts put the hurt on the Lions fans for the umpteenth time, and for 25 points. Michael Pittman dropped a 27-point bomb, and the Egyptian god with a bad case of the runs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, visuals, Ghosty, Jesus Christ, he scored another 20. Caesar started the week off with a very fishy transaction, dropping his 5th-round pick, Kenny Pickett, which was actually a very good idea. However, Carson Wentz scored those 30 points on Caesar's bench. Nick Chubb and the Baltimore D did their best, but it wasn't enough to beat the worst barber in the world. Jimmy, Mark Davis's Barber, takes this one 104-91. Next, we had another league newcomer, Ray and his team Bone Crushers. Oh, I'm so scared. Versus last year's last place finisher, Albert and his team Dr. Hoptologist. You know, I had forgotten Albert came in last. I should bring that up more. Ray grabbed his starting quarterback Lamar Jackson with the 10th overall pick in the first round, while Albert went the polar opposite route, taking Jameis Winston in the 8th round, about 118 picks later. Ghosty, there's no about there. You just somehow did the math. Regardless, Jameis managed to outscore Lamar by half a point. Jonathan Taylor came up big for the doctor, and that was about it. For Ray, Gabriel Davis continued where he left off in the playoffs with 19. A.J. Dillon added fuel to the fire with another 20, but the Cowboys fans' beloved Zeke and Cooper barely scored 10 points combined, leaving the rookie just short of the Doctor of Hoptology, 83-87. Next, we had the Battle of Alliteration with Bob's team's Bob's Butt Kickers versus Sierra's TDs for the Triple Ds. Sierra started early with Stafford's disappointing performance, but Stephon Diggs was able to make up for it on Thursday night. Her second highest scoring player was her kicker Younghoe Koo. Everyone but Bob liked that. Maybe Juan liked it a little bit too much, but I digress. Bob's receivers, Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill, performed well, but Trey Lance's 11 points in a very rare but never impossible Chicago Hurricane Well, that killed him. And Elijah Mitchell went down with a severe case of 49er running back-itis, a common disease that occurs when one dons the red and gold and makes one injury prone as hell. Bob loses by a margin of 3 points, leaving the Triple Ds with a double U. And no, that is not a bra size, despite what Jimmy would like. It's a victory, 98-95. For those not picturing what double U-sized breasts would look like, am I weird for thinking of the unholy back pain before anything else? No, I think I'm just married. Next up, I swear we're almost done. This matchup is 7 of 8 because you crazy fucks play in a 16-team fully recapped league. Ghosties seriously has way too much time on his hands. Either way, John Ryan battled Big John in a Double John Battle Royale. Both also drafted next to each other. John Ryan's first round pick, Josh Allen, did what he does best, firebomb the shit out of defenses like it's Tokyo in 1945. For those unaware, that's a World War II joke. Ghosty likes to pretend he knows a semblance of history. Josh Allen's 33 points were a great appetizer, and the Kansas City running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire dropped 22 points on top of that. His receivers let him down, however, for a combined 3 points. Oof. Big John wasn't too happy about being auto-picked Justin Jefferson, and it looks like Mr. Jefferson took that personally to the tune of 39 points. Michael Thomas, Joe Burrow, and Javonte Williams contributed 20-plus points as well, giving Big John this big fucking dub, 138-95. This also qualifies for the week's Aaron Donald Beat Down of the Week award. Congratulations. Last, but certainly not least, is a rematch of last year's championship match between Matt's whole 9 centimeters and Rashad's ABC easy as BBC. Yes, the Battle of Destiny. I mean, dick jokes. Even more important, Matt's team was mostly auto-drafted, which wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't that good either. Kirk Cousins almost got 20 points, and most of his team struggled to break 15. Rashad's man, his uncle Tom Brady, scored a measly 11 points. Probably just so the media narrative of "he's finally washed" starts popping up. Davante Adams put the BBC on his back, which makes me question Ghosty's knowledge of human anatomy and not just his sanity. I digress. Davante tried to put the team on his back like he did in the Raider game this week, except Derek Carr didn't underthrow him after he had 3 guys beat him in the end zone in this match. He just had the Niners defense who got upset by the Bears. Alright, rub it in while you can, Ghosty. Somehow Matt pulls this one out to this tune of 89-88. And now it's time for everyone's favorite segment of the week, the awards. We've changed out some of them, awarding mediocrity, and we're actually giving out awards that are sort of an accomplishment this year. First up, we have the R. Kelly Whiz Kid of the Week. Yeesh. Why do I hear the very specific sound of soft R&B in a men's public bathroom? I wanna be on you. Drip, drip, drip. This award is for the team who starts the player who outperforms their projection by the most points. This week it goes to Alex's team on the air and ground for starting the Steelers defense that outscored projections by almost 23 points. Congrats to, him. Second, we have OJ's fastest runners of the week. This award goes to the team whose running back starters scored the most combined points. To put it bluntly, it adds up the score of each team's running backs and picks the highest. The lengths Ghosty will go to for an OJ Simpson joke, well, they're unknown. Damn! And this week's winner also goes to, drumroll please, Alex. Also, get fucked, nerds. Saquon and Mixon combined for nearly 55 points. Next up, we have the Brazzers Choke of the Week. This award goes to whichever team lost to the lowest ranked team in your standings. But, voice guy, everybody's the same in week 1. It doesn't make sense to have this award. Shut the fuck up. I'm going to tell your imaginary ass that very few things make sense in this league. We're going to do it anyway. Just based on the final standings from last season. This week's Choke of the Week will go to Ray's Bone Crushers for losing to last year's last place team, the Doctor of Hoptology. Have fun and enjoy the sounds.
What are you doing, step bro?
Last but certainly not least, we have this week's Lowlife of the Week. It goes to whichever team beats the highest ranked team in the league. Again, going off of last year's result for this week. So the award goes to Matt's whole 9 centimeters for beating last year's champ. Congrats! Well, I can finally grab a sip of water. We're finally done with week 1. Thanks for listening, and good luck to all of you in week 2, except for my opponent. Eat shit. Voice Guy, out!